All right, it's time to start a new piece. And this is going to be our, what I believe is our 10th exercise. We're going to be doing a short little journey excerpt. And there's just one kind of very simple thing I want to show you with this one. I want to show you how to do different types of beams and change the kind of default beam settings that Musescore has. So for this one, we've got 2/4, it's in the key of C, and we've got an 8th note pickup. So let's figure that out. Key of C, it's in 2/4. I'll just put on a tempo. We'll change it to allegretto, and then we've got an 8th note pickup. So I want to change the unit of measurement 1/8 note. I've already got the other information plucked into this one. So we're going to adjust everything now so that we can have the kind of dual purpose screen stuff, and we'll just review some basic note editing. So note input G, I'm going to start with that 8th note. Now the nice thing about this is mostly 8th notes. And then I finally got a quarter note G. This is good sight reading practice if you didn't kind of pick up on that. And now I have a G that repeats and that jumps all the way. Ba-bum. That looks like an F to a D. So it actually goes up a 7th. Make sure that matches. Yeah, it does. Crazy ledger lines. Okay, back to 4. Get that in the right octave. Oh, and it should be an E and then a quarter note C. Ba-da-da-da. And it looks like we can copy and paste a little bit. So I'm going to go back and add slurs and staccato. Remember, Shift S for staccato. And then a slur. We'll deal with the accent later. That's another thing we can work on with this one. Okay. I think I got... Oh, it looks like I added an extra measure. I accidentally did this one twice in a row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this measure. My bad. There we go. Now we have the right amount. I should be able to copy paste, but before I do, I want to deal with the accents. So articulations, if you open up in the palette section, I actually just pop them on like this. I just think it's a little bit easier. You can even Control C or Command C the accent and paste it into new locations. And that's usually the fastest shorthand that I found. You input it once by clicking it, and then you just Command paste or Control V or whatever it is. So now I can, looks like this is all repeating. So E, C, G, yep. But the rest doesn't repeat. So I'm only going to be copying and pasting this little part. And then we have a little bit to input 4 for 8th notes. That's an F, D, B, and a dot. Oh, something went wrong in the way that I note inputted. There we go. This should be a dot. 5 dots, C. Okay, and we've got to modify this measure to make sure that it's consistent with the pickup. So this has to be 1.5 beats. So the way that I can do that is 3/8. It's almost 2/4, but not quite. And then I'm going to delete all the extraneous measures. Whoops. Not as efficiently as I would have liked. Right click delete. Finally, that was tedious. Okay, let's get the clefs, and I'm going to put a treble clef in the bottom, and we'll notate in the... Oh, I got a couple other little additions to add here too. Slur, and then staccato, staccato. No more accents at the end there. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be chords. So we get to practice stacking. Now remember, shift, and hit the next note. Shift. That's how you're going to get them. And then we're up to a C chord. Then back to the... Oh, it looks like we can do some copy pasting. That's really nice. Because we're doing the G chord and the C chord again. And the G chord and the C chord again. Cool. So I can paste that twice. Nice and easy. And then in the finish line, we've got something a little bit different. We've got the wider G7 chord with G on the bottom. Then D. Then F. Whoops. Yep, there we go. And then I'm going to do 5 dots, C and E. Okay, so we've got our harmonic intervals. We can drag over some dynamics. So let's see. I have a dynamic at the beginning. I'll put click P. Then mezzo forte here. Click mezzo forte. I can do the same kind of dynamic P and then mezzo forte. Basically the exact same. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at what I was telling you about at the very beginning. We're going to take a look at beaming. But it's bugging me that I don't have a repeat, even though it's indicated. There we go. Now we're ready to do some beaming. So if you search the palettes and go to like beam properties, you're going to get some options of different ways to do the beams. And notice the difference in the first measure with the 1/8 notes. Mine are broken up in 2s, and Cherney's are all 4 connected together. So the way that I deal with this is I highlight the ones that I want to be joined. And there we go. I just had to figure out which one it is. It's the join beams one. You just double click that and you're going to get a nice, beautiful, elongated 4-note beam. And I'm going to do the same thing over here too, to keep it nice and uniform. And here as well. So Musescore just sort of defaults to doing beams in pairs, but sometimes it's nice for readability to be able to see all the notes in one joined beam. So I don't know, it's just an aesthetic choice. Another aesthetic choice, I'll just make this quickly, is I want to give more space for the notes and blow it up so it's easier to read. There we go. So now we can save this one. It's going to be score 10. All right, that's it for today.